Hi folks, Colin Paul here with another Awayday guide. This one is for Wolves. If you're heading down to Molieux, everything you need is coming up. Okay, Wolves. It's in the Midlands, slightly northwest of Birmingham. Molieux's been the home since 1889, making it one of the longest serving grounds in modern football. And the capacity at the time of recording is around 31,700, with a 3,000 or so allocation for away fans. And that's spread across the whole length of one side of the pitch in the lower tier of the Steve Bull stand. If heading down on train, you'll be going into Wolverhampton Station, which is about a 10-15 minute walk from the ground, and it's an Avanti West Coast mainline station on the route between Glasgow and London Euston, so it's well served north and south, with trains linking in from other places. It's also served by West Midlands Trains and Transport for Wales, whose routes go out to Birmingham International Airport, and finally cross-country trains stop there on their way through from Bournemouth to Manchester Piccadilly. If you can't get there on a one or on any of those lines and you're changing at Birmingham, it's around 20 minutes from New Street, and there's loads and loads of options with all those providers. If you're driving in and looking for parking, the club have a recommended Visit and Supporters car park. It's the Whitmore Hill one at the south end of the ground behind the south stand. And it's just off the ring road. It's quite handy. I can see why they've suggested that for Visit and Supporters, because it's easy to find, easy to get out of. It'll leave you about a 5-minute walk to the away end, and your postcode will be Whiskey Victor 1 for Romeo uniform, with a what 3 words of survey person labels finding you the entrance. There's plenty of paid car parks around, but it is worth mentioning some of the roads will be closed off around the stadium. So if you planning to head to one in particular and you can't get there because of the road closures, don't panic. There is lots of options. You will find somewhere, no problem. My personal favourite though is the one at the Premier Inn, and you'll have to book that online using a parking app. They sell the spaces on various parking apps. The cheapest one I've found is the Your Parking Space app, but there's only pennies in it if you find it on another one, and that's managed by ANPR, so make sure you book a decent time window to allow yourself for getting in and getting out. The reason I like that one so much is because it finishes up, you're outside the ring road, so for an extra 5 minutes walk from the ground, you save yourself 20-30 minutes sitting in traffic. You're basically out of the car park, up the road and onto the M6, and baked salad will get you into that car park. The main reason I discovered that is it used to be the closest one to the designated away fans pub, which was the Blue Brick, but last season they withdrew access to this by changing their opening times, so they're now only open midday till 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, which means for any football fixture that you can think of, they won't be open for 2 hours before the match, which is quite disappointing. It may be because they've had some issues with fans wrecking the place and stuff, but this is why I always say be mindful, be respectful when you go places, otherwise you lose them. But the result of that was last season we were left without a designated away fans pub in Wolverhampton for a large part of the season, leaving visited fans with very little option to find a beer. I got in touch with the local licensing officer and the pub watch to try and encourage them and sell the virtues of having an away fan friendly pub, and it took them a while, but they did eventually get back to me and let me know that they had managed to negotiate with the Prince Albert pub. That is now the designated away fans pub for Wolverhampton, and it's actually handier. As you come out of the train station, if you turn right and carry straight onto the path past a huge multi-storey building, it's just past there on your right on the first junction you'll come to, and you'll be welcomed in there before the game, which is where it gets a bit weird. After the game, it'll be home fans only again. So if you want to go in for a beer while you wait for your train or whatever after, it's not happening. It's a pain, but at least we've got a pub for half of the day for visiting supporters now. But it is a little bit disappointing from Wolves. I'll ramble about that later. Shorts Agree Lifted will find you the entrance to the beer garden for the Prince Albert. And if you want other options, as I say, there's no pubs as such. They do have a fan zone behind the south stand, which is mixed. It's for both sets of supporters, but it is absolutely naff. Mugs Myself poster will get you to the entrance to it. It's basically a car park for the rest of the week. On a match day, they throw a few portaloos in the corner, get a few trailers in. One of them serves alcohol. The others have got different food choices. The beer one, it's got 2 pumps, a couple of staff, and you'd be queuing right across the car park. There are the 2 picnic tables, 4-seaters, and no roof. And every time I've been to Wolves, it's rained like crazy. So really not an enjoyable fan zone to go and spend any time in. Your only other option after that is the concourse in the ground. And again, a little bit rubbish in terms of speed of service, the staff, the amount of product. There's loads of reports of them running out of beer in the away end, and last time I got there they were down to 1 flavour of pie 10 minutes before the game. It just feels like they're just not into welcoming away fans, which is a shame, especially considering it's got the second highest number of pubs within a 15-minute walk of the ground in the Premier League. It's got around 50, and they just won't let you in anywhere. The highest one is ours, 130 plus pubs, and guess what? You can get in everywhere. And if you do manage to find a place that won't let you in, turn left or right, walk a few steps, and you'll find somewhere else that will. I just don't get it. It's not the 1980s anymore. Football fans have grown up a bit. Yeah, you're always going to get the odd idiot, but you're going to get that in any walk of life, football or not. It just disappoints me. And I get it for local derbies, but that goes without saying. You don't need to explain that, surely. But here's hoping that in the future, at some point, they start opening up and welcoming visiting supporters, because generally, if that happened, Wolves would be my favourite away day. The supporters are great, they're knowledgeable, they're friendly, they get on, they have a chat with you, you have a bit of banter. I've got in rounds with Wolves fans before. Yeah, they're alright. The stadium's great. It's a good old stadium, got a huge standing section, a great big corner that's not covered, so when it chucks it down, the home fans get drenched. I just love it. It's a great theatre for an away day. I even like the bit where they spread you along the stadium in about 15 rows of seats so that you can't get chants going, and you'll be starting one at one end and there'll be another one going at the other end, but you'll not hear them because there's too much noise coming from each of the stands. To the right of you, you've got their cop stand, and to the left, you've got the safe standing, and they both give it some. It's a really good away day, apart from not being welcomed outside of the ground in any pubs. So come on, sort it out, Wolves. Anyway, ran over. Planning to stay over. As I mentioned, Premier Inn is just behind the train station. It's got plenty of parking, and it's great for getting in and out of the city from. And there's loads and loads of options. The next best handy one is the Britannia, which is just across the junction from the designated away pub. Reasonably priced, plenty of rooms. Visit Keep Slip will find you the reception. And when you get up the next morning, if you come out the door, turn left and cross the street about 30 metres up, there's the Wetherspoons. And guess what? They'll let you in the next morning because it's not a match day anymore. All of a sudden, you're a better person. Crazy, I know. Anyway, when you're ready to head up to the ground, if you are drinking in the Prince Albert, it's about a 10-15 minute walk. There's a few ways to get there, but the easiest and safest is head straight up past the Wetherspoons, bear right in the precinct area, and head down and under the ring road through the subway. That's great because it's, one, safer, as I mentioned, and two, great acoustics. You can get some chants going and wake the locals up a bit. As you come out the other end of the subway, you want to keep to the right of the stadium in front of you. You'll be heading right up to the far end of the east stand, and then down the slope into the pre-check-in area. It's a 2-stage check going on. Ankle plaster zones will get you to where you need to be for that, and give yourself 15-20 minutes to get into the ground and through the checks so you don't miss kickoff. Once you get in, as I mentioned, the concourses, they're okay. The service is pretty slow. They run out of stuff. It's nothing to write home about. You get out into the stadium, uninterrupted views across the length of one side of the pitch, and as I say, the Wolves fans, they make themselves known. You will probably struggle to get the whole away end singing the same song unless you get a few goals up. You quieten them down a bit, and then you can start hearing each other and working together. But yeah, I kind of like that they've tried to do that with away fans and tried to sort of play the game against us. It's sort of payback for us putting them in the gods when they come to Newcastle, but it is what it is. But anyway, if you found this useful, please drop us a like. Consider subscribing. It'll ask you to log in. It's not asking you to pay anything. It's just asking you to log into your YouTube account. It's totally free. It helps me grow the channel. It helps it get in front of more people like you. And that's it from me. I've been Paul, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.